Thank you for joining me in today's video. In this video, as we completed in the one prior, which was part 1 for sentence ordering, I'm going to read the following sentences you see in front of you and ask at the end that you pause to reorder the sentences in the appropriate subject, verb, object arrangement as comprises a simple sentence in English. And of course, resume as soon as you've completed that activity, and we'll check to see if your answers align with my own. All right, let's go ahead and just jump in. I'm going to start to read, starting with the first one, which has already been completed for us. Initially, it read, till 11 o'clock this morning, slept the children. Notice that each one has been broken up or segmented, and having reordered it, the sentence reads, the children, which is our subject. Well, what do they do? The verb would be they slept. And in this case, we have T, which is when. This is like an adverbial phrase, till 11 o'clock this morning. And that'll be, I suppose, the object if you want to frame it that way. So the verb is directed towards that adverbial phrase. All right, let's go ahead and look at, look at sentence number 2, which reads, the papers into the bin and he threw. Sentence number 3, I don't speak well English. Sentence number 4, hides Mrs. Jones her money under the bed, probably because of inflation. Number 5, carefully, this suitcase you didn't pack. Number 6, on the shelf, I left this morning some money. And number 7, from the bank, a loan you'll have to get. Number 8, the phone in the middle of the night woke me up. Number 9, in the park, you should sat. You shouldn't walk at night. So let me reread number 9. So in the park, you shouldn't walk at night. And I'm sorry, number 10 is your food, you should sat. Slowly. Number 11, my term begins in October. And then number 12, your article, quickly, last night, in bed, read. And I should also include that I. Go ahead and pause the video, reorder them, identify them as well. So go ahead and label them, the subject, a verb, an object, and so on. And then resume when you're ready. Okay, so let's jump in and make these corrections or identify them. Number 2, the papers into the bin he threw. Here we have a he threw would be our he threw. So he is really our subject, and verb is what he did, which is threw. So it's kind of our subject plus our verb. Okay, well, the papers are the object of the verb, so that's going to be your object. I'm hoping these lines make sense. And where did he throw them? Well, it was into the bin. So that'll be our adverb if you want to look at it that way. That tells you where it occurred. For number 3, I don't speak well English. It should read, I don't speak English well. So I is going to be your subject. Don't speak is going to be your verb. Well refers to the manner in which you're speaking. So I don't speak English, which is going to be your object. Well is going to be your modifier. So it gives you the manner. I'm going to label that with an M, with which you speak. It's an adverb. Number 4, hides Mrs. Jones her money under the bed. Well, we know Mrs. Jones is our subject. That's our focus of the sentence. Well, okay, what is she doing? Well, we know she hides. That's our verb. What is she hiding? What's the object? It's her money that she's hiding. And where does she hide it? That's going to be under the bed. You can look at that as like a preposition, right? Under. It's also, I guess it's a prepositionary phrase. So under the bed is where she's stowing that money. All right, number 5, we have carefully. This suitcase you didn't pack. It looks like it's flipped. So it should be you, which is our subject. Well, what did you do in this case? Well, you didn't do, so that'll be our verb. So you didn't pack. Well, what was the thing you didn't pack? Well, you didn't pack this suitcase, which will be our acting object. And you didn't pack the suitcase carefully. That's going to be your adverb. So I'm going to write M because it's an adverb of manner. All right, number 6. On this shelf, I left this morning some money. Here we have our subject, I. Well, what did the subject do? Well, they left which is our verb. Well, what was that thing that they left, or left behind in this case? Well, they left some money. That'll be your object. And you left some money this morning, so now you're adding some detail to that on this shelf. So I left some money on this shelf is going to be where you left the money. So I'm just going to put W for where. Well, when did you do it? This morning, so I'll put W for when. All right, number 7, from the bank, a loan you'll have to get. Here we have you'll have to get, so you will, it's a contraction, that's our subject. Have to, which will be our verb. Get, in this case, a loan is going to be your object, that's the thing you're trying to get. And in this case, it'll be from a bank, so that'll tell you where it's coming from. That's your modifier. Number 8, the phone in the middle of the night woke me up. Here you can say, let's see, the phone, which is going to be our subject. Woke me up is going to be your verb because it's got to follow the subject. And in the middle of the night, it's going to be your modifier. So that's going to tell you when it happened. I should really put that as a W, not an M. All right, number 9, in the park, you shouldn't walk, and then at night. So it should be you is our subject. The verb in this case is a negative, so you shouldn't walk. At night, so that's going to be your modifier. In the park, that's actually going to be your, I suppose you could look at it as like an object. But that's your prepositionary phrase, really, in the park. So you shouldn't walk at night in the park. Or, excuse me, you shouldn't walk in the park at night. That'll be your modifier, or telling you when. Number 10, your food, you should sat slowly. This one's a little strange, actually, now that I look at it. So you is going to be your subject. Should have your food, you should sat slowly. Your food, you should sat slowly. So, you should have, so this one actually, I'm sorry, that took me a while. You should have sat slowly with your food is how that should read. So you is our subject. What should you have done? Should have sat. Slowly is going to be your adverb. It's telling you the manner in which you are sitting with your food. So you want to include that with your food as opposed to your food on its own. All right, number 11, we have my term begins in October. This on its own would actually be fine. So my term, right, we're referring to a period in school. Begins is going to be your verb in October. Alternatively, you can say in October, my term begins. So you can switch them around. However, in the current position, that works as well. But if you prefer in October, my term begins, that works. And then number 12, your article, I quickly last night in bed read. This should read I, which is our subject. Well, what did I do? I read. Your article is going to be the object. So read is our verb. Your article is the object. That's the thing I'm reading. Well, how did I read it? I read it quickly. So that's our adverb. And when did I do it? Well, it should be, I read quickly, or I quickly read would also work. Your article last night in bed. So last night in bed. There you go. Or in bed last night. Actually, there's a few ways you can kind of sort this out. Sorry if that was confusing. Okay, hopefully this helped and didn't confuse you further. Please feel free to subscribe, give the video a like, and I look forward to working with you again in the future on activities such as this. All right, have a good day.